Hey YouTube, Rolohuan Motor here. I know it's been a long time since I posted a video, but we're going to change that right now with a Rolohuan Delta Flyer in good old Rolohuan Motor fashion. What that means, if you're new here, is do not have the time to sit there and film like 20 countless hours of building a kit. There's plenty of people, Steve Builds, Killer Prince, that have that available. If you're interested for live stream and spending the time for that, me, I'm really just kind of going through the flows, things I've learned, things I think are important that you should be aware of, and just the general experience of it. Now, my son Jameson is helping me with it because this printer is for him. And full disclosure, it is not the best prints I've ever made for a printer, and you guys know that. I love quality and speed and precision. The issue actually ended up being the extruder on the 2.4. The idler was worn out. It was oval shape, and that was causing the idler to do this, creating a lot of like banding or over extrusion. So before you guys go and making comments on that, just realize we've already figured it out and fixed it, and all the parts that are black moving forward, including the door handle, are primo, tip top. So I will be showing that footage next of the assembled printer, and then talking about kind of just going through some footage. My wife had to help us with delta calibration for the 7 points, basically creating a manual mesh because Jameson and I just didn't have consistency. It was crazy. Taylor helped out for like 10 minutes and it just prints perfect. So very impressed, 10 for 10. And honestly, for the price, you're not going to get a better value, especially for something that's very fun, especially if you're used to bed slingers and Core XY. It's a completely different motion ecosystem, and they're really cool. Now, Deltas have been around for a long time from the rep rap community from over 13 years ago. And I'm glad they're making a comeback, especially with like the Rolohuan Delta, which as a community, we all understand it was a joke, but it's pretty cool that this one actually works really well. And I'm very excited for that. And anyway, we're gonna be talking more about that. So let's roll that footage. Okay, so LDO kit, documents inside, like always, got some hardware out. Making a mess of my wife's counter space for cooking, so we're gonna have to get working on that quickly, but Jameson is learning how to use tools with M5s and hammerheads. Personally, I would have preferred to see Roland T-nuts on this build because there's really no price difference coming from China between a hammerhead and a Roland. And a Roland is a little more forgiving if you got big ass hands like I do. But we got our first one in and working our way around it. Heat certain parts. One of these failed last night, not a big deal. And Jameson is now learning fusion, aren't you, bud? That's right. Okay, so we're back at it. I got Jameson here, my oldest son, finally taking an interest in 3D printers, but he is tapping that. Can you back it out a little bit? We're tapping these on the Rolohuan Delta Flyer because they didn't come with feet. And if you notice, the motors actually sit above that. And I mean, I understand, you know, design challenges, try to keep things cheap, but overall 10 for 10, this is a pretty good kit. I'm very excited about the progress of this. But we're using box turtle feet. Since my box turtle didn't use them, it actually mounts to the printer frames. There's no reason, but I am using an M5 washer, then the part, and then an M5 by 10, and the hardware wall is helping and coming in clutch. So very excited about this, and yes, I already let the team know they should add the box turtle feet to this. It's just going to give us that just a little bit more dampening on there that we're going to need, and that's really good. Hey, good job, JMO. This is his first time tapping aluminum, by the way, so kudos to JMO learning and figuring it the frack out, which is awesome. Very excited about that. And yeah, I do use a little bit of WD-40 just to make sure that it's lubed. I don't want it drenched or going down the extrusions. I mean, after all, we are dealing with plastic, and it is what it is. So here's JMO getting the hardware. By the way, he also helped me organize this entire thing. Him and I did that in what, 2 days? Saturday, Sunday?
Yep.
It took a long time, man. He was way better at doing the stickers than me. So kudos to you, buddy. All right, we'll come back with the next update. So I figure a good PSA is, I notice a lot of people, back it out, brake tap. So the rule of thumb when doing aluminum, specifically aluminum, just put a little bit of WD-40 or lube on there. WD-40 works good because it also kind of cleans and lubricates. Back it off. But we do a 2-to-1 ratio. So we're going to go 2 turns, 1, 2, and then he's going to back it off 1. And the reason we're doing that is that the tap backs out. We're actually lifting some of that debris that's in there. This should be good enough for the M10. Go ahead and take it out. So the other thing too is when you start them, you want to make sure they're as steady as possible. So if you go slow when you first start tapping it, you're going to actually feel the tap grip the aluminum and almost self-align. Now notice I said almost. You want to go slow when you first start this, because if you don't, your tap's going to go at an angle and you're going to have a nightmare trying to get a broken tap out or having to buy new extrusion. So once he gets it out, we'll look at the bottom of the tap itself. Now these are Irwin brand taps, metric, but you'll see that that has a sharp point on it, and you'll see all the debris. Sorry about the camera there, guys. You'll see all the debris on there. What we want to do is just make sure that this fits in here. We don't want to go at an angle like that. That's going to cause issues. We want to try to get it as flat and square as possible, and that's good. So that's what we got to do. Now, Jim will go ahead and slap that in there. Yep, he's getting it. So again, these are box turtle feet. We are using a M5 by 10 with a washer. Now the reason I'm using a washer is I wanted to give this rubber piece a more flat circular piece to actually grip on. Go ahead and use the tool on the backside like I showed you, or just wing it, and that works too. Do it the other ways, the long part, so it's quicker.
We're gonna do it the way you did it.
Oh, Dad knows something. Look at that. As he's figuring out the feet for the first time here. There you go. There you go. That's right. Feel it. I was an engine builder for a lot of years, getting my engineering degree, so I'm really used to like getting my fingers in awkward positions. I'm not gonna lie, Mom appreciates that too. Anyway, moving forward.
Dad.
Moving forward. Yeah, this is good. We're enjoying this, having fun. It's coming along. I'm very excited about this. We are now at the linear rail stage. These are the tiniest, cutest little linear rail blocks I've ever seen. I didn't even know they existed that small. Very interesting. And this is Jamal's first one. Dad did the first two just to teach and make sure he fully understands. And I am hands off on this and really impressed. I mean, he's really picking this up. It's good. Got some more parts printed and done, more of these things. I got like 3 more to go. No, 2 more to go. And then I got the centerpieces for the top. And then we're going to be, I think, pretty much done with green minus a couple hot end parts that we'll do tonight. Not a big deal. And then we're going to have to go to Lowe's at some point to get some compound, some glue, two-part glue for the carbon rods and stuff, just to make sure nothing comes flying apart. So not a big deal. I'm pretty excited about that. He's getting better and better every time we assemble stuff with hardware. Already got it here for you, bud. As he's going through this, it's going to be awesome. It's looking really good, actually. I'm quite impressed with it. I think it's a really cool little kit. I feel like it doesn't take as much time as like a normal like Voron kit in terms of like printing, but it is time consuming. That's for dang sure. But we'll come back with a little more status update with a little more of these covers on and get back to it. Well, everybody, we have another update on the Rolohuan Delta Flyer. Sorry, my mind was like, what was that? Anyway, yeah, so we're just filling in, doing things. Jameson's got wires figured out. We put labels on there thanks to Dad and, well, Mom's Dymo. So, yeah, my wife has those things. He's got this thing sorted out, his first ever hot end putting together, figuring out that, you know, should probably put that bolt in there, get that thing tight. Very interesting design, this hot end. I kind of dig it, actually. And then, of course, he put the fan on backwards, so, you know, that's got to get changed. But he doesn't know, so it's all good. It's a learning experience. Let's see what else. Got these rods gluing. They're going to stay overnight till tomorrow, and then we should have the first deck panels to install. And then hopefully the polycarbonate carbon fiber pieces for the linear rails work out. Had a slight issue with one of them that the inner support fell off, so I'm either going to have a good part or a mess. Either way, we're just going to roll with it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take the rubber band and grip it on the inside of the bolt that extends out there. I want to get a good grip on it, and then I'm going to wrap this around a few times, and on the final wrap, I'm going to come around and go up and under and hook it on, just like that. Now that that's all nice and tight, I'm gonna go ahead and push these down. Now what's gonna happen over time as this thing flexes and moves, the tension's going to hopefully equalize, but that is the way that I do them. It's the way I was taught to do them. and they work really well. So the whole idea is to keep the torsion on here, so when this tool head moves around, it actually wants to spring back with the belts coming up. And it's hard to see with just one, but once you have the other two hooked up, it'll work really well. Now that is basically a Delta kinematics, if you will, or kinematics, however you want to say it. But I'm very excited about this motion system. I think this is going to be incredibly cool, and I might build a bigger one of these. Anyway, thank you, and that's all for the rubber bands. All right, so getting the Rolohuan Delta Flyer printing was a little bit of a challenge. For me personally, I don't have the magic touch like my wife does. Taylor, say hi.
What up?
She actually is the magic hands that actually got the mesh set. Jameson and I just couldn't do it. So having her guidance there, those delicate hands, plus it pains me to admit she is actually a better shot than me, and when we go shooting, I'm a pretty damn good shot, but she's better. So anyway, this is really cool. I'm really digging it. It's a lot of fun. Jameson's going to print a Death Star thing, which is pretty cool. He's really into Star Wars, so we'll be trying that. It's been like, what, 12 years since I've printed with PLA?
Probably.
And now I want to figure out like how much faster can I print PLA with my fancy hardware. So I don't know, maybe we'll find out one day.
Enough the chit chat. Let's show them what it's doing.
All right.
All right, guys. Here's what the 3D printer's doing right now. Okay, whatever.
Get layers. I'm actually really impressed with this little thing. All stock settings.
It's actually not very warm like I thought it would be.
It's just trippy watching it move,
It's actually pretty quiet too. It's just that it's on my table. That's not very like soundproof, you know? Hello, 7-Up. If you're watching, we like this kind.
Okay, so I was talking about how bad the Z banding was because of the, well, you can kind of see it here, but if you look at the handle, okay, see that problem is gone. See, once I figured out what it was with the extruder, we were able to fix that. Now, the impressive part is, despite those issues with over extrusion and under extrusion in areas, this thing is still really solid. Now, it needs more tuning, of course, because this was the calibration cube that was printed. Isn't the best quality by any means, so pressure advance needs to be dialed in. But other than that, I mean, it looks really good. Like, the top is really clean-ish. I mean, we could get better. So that's going to be the next series, is tuning and dialing in the Rolohuan Delta Flyer. But so far, Jameson's really pleased. Now I'm going to show you guys some other things that he has printed, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I've measured this cube every which way to Sunday. The Z height, surprisingly, is dead on 30 millimeters. The X and Y is 30.44 on X and 30.47 on Y. So that's absolutely handleable. We can handle that. All right, so this is our exit video. So a couple of issues I've noticed is I don't like the macros on this thing. And now I know Camrog, if I say his name right, is working on updating these. It would be nice if these would come on all the time, which I believe is the current fix. Isn't that right, Jameson?
Yeah.
Okay. So far, you've probably got about 5 hours of print time on this since yesterday. How do you feel about it? Do you like the printer?
Yes.
Okay, so for like $400, is it worth it?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, now we haven't actually done any fine tuning on this thing yet, which is going to be next. So pressure advance is obviously off because I printed a cube this morning while he was fast asleep, because this kid likes to sleep. And measured it. Z height is actually dead nuts. X and Y is like 0.44 too big, so we can handle that with shrinkage compensation into work slicer. There are profiles that Rolohaun team has actually built, which is amazing. So one of them is a fine detail. And we're going to try to find a model today of something that we want to print in fine detail. And that's going to help us out with fans as well, knowing how much cooling we actually need and if that 15 fan is strong enough. Now, The cartographer guys actually have a like Typhoon style 5015, which is supposedly superior with better magnets and has a metal fan blade in it. I might have to get my hands on one of those if we want to bump it up a nickel to really see if that helps with the PLA. But one of the things I know about PLA is you need a lot of cooling, especially if you're kind of printing in the middle of nowhere, going like this, you know, without support. So maybe we'll add supports to certain things, but fine detail models, because they're so small, probably shouldn't need supports, but you never know. We'll let you know how it turns out as we go. We'll try to do a little more updates on this thing and Jameson's journey with it. But so far, it fits great in the little corner of his desk here. And I think he's pretty excited. Do you want to say a couple things about your experience?
I like it.
That's it? That's all you want to say?
It's like building hardcore Legos.
Yeah? You like doing hardcore Legos?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we're making a snowflake here for my neighbor. Not going to really talk about the kind of snowflake it is, but if you've been on the internet or Instagram, I'm pretty sure you can figure it out. Pretty cool, single, I think this is a dual wall, but I'm actually really impressed that none of these arms actually hit that wire routing. It's pretty cool. I do like the LED glow. It does look good in here. And I do like that they took the belt clips from the Monolith team. So shout out to those guys for figuring that out. I know that's not a Rolohuan native thing. I know that existed before, but it's cool to see other projects incorporating into kits. I like it. This Delta is really cool. We might have to build a Mega Delta, which would be cool. Like a super ridiculously tall one with like a 250 millimeter bed because we can. And CPAP because PLA, right? I mean, I kind of feel like I would like a PLA printer because this PLA is a lot of fun. I mean, there's so many colors. I can't believe I just said that. That hurts so bad because I love my hardcore filaments. But anyway, enough of me talking. I hope you guys enjoy. This is pretty freaking cool.